I call the meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. All rise, face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I think that. We are here. What happened? I'd like to call the December 9th Board of Selectmen meeting to order. Roll call. Our police judge, Georgia Colfer, is absent. I'm sitting in, Mary Smith as pro tem, Rob Connell.
Here.
Amanda Cooper. Here. Alex Sassoon.
Here.
Dwayne Kaczynski.
Here.
Rich Barrows.
Here.
Agenda approval. Any changes to the agenda? I'd like to just make a note that the minutes are not on here because we received them late. We will deal with the minutes at our next meeting. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make that motion. Second.
Motion's been made by Rob Connell and seconded by Dwayne Kaczynski. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Audience business. Members of the audience have 3 minutes approved. Approved. Audience business. Members of the audience have 3 minutes to present any matter of interest not already on the agenda. Letters will be acknowledged, but will be not read, but will not be read aloud. But will not be read aloud. Is there anyone on Zoom that needs to rise to the occasion and address the board?
Doesn't look like it.
Thank you. Move on to the payables dated November 23rd through December 31st. Is that how we're rolling on this one?
Yes, so we are going to get the approval for the payables this evening. And then any payables that are presented for the town to pay after tonight will be presented to the board at their next regular meeting for approval.
For approval or?
Acceptance.
Potential approval.
We'd like to pay our bills to the beginning, but we'll give you a report at your next meeting in January of all the ones we paid from the 4th of January. So, which is what we did last year. So just clarifying, this should be our last IGA invoice, correct? Or is there one more coming in for, because October and November were zeros, right? For the sheriff's office?
Right. And you recall at your last meeting, you extended through the end of December at the same rate, which is 0. And the county board this morning approved the IGA, so that's a done deal. So we're gonna start into the ramp up period.
So we don't have to sign another extension.
We're
Correct.
done.
In 5 years.
So let's go back to the payables though here, because I know you and I had a brief discussion, and Jerry, I'd like you to weigh in on this.
Sure.
The procedure that we've been following for the payables for longer than dirt since I've been here is a little bit different than what we're proposing to do tonight. And I realize that our next board meeting is scheduled right before the holiday. And in the past, what we have done is scheduled a quick meeting to approve the payables so that closer to the end of the year. So now we're giving the blanket opportunity for those invoices to be paid without the board having the opportunity to review them, which just
Right, comment.
goes against the flow a bit.
I can comment that. Certainly you have the practice of approving payables, but, there's no requirement in law that, payables come to the elected board so long as the bills that the town gets and pays are, within the budget and the appropriation rules. And, it's typical, honestly, in larger communities to never have payables to be approved by the city council, because that's why you do a budget, that's why you do appropriations. Understanding that many small municipalities, including Georgetown, have a practice of bringing tables to the board and the board voting on them. But you know, when you think about it, that's sort of a second appropriation almost. And I'm not suggesting the board should change their practice and abandon that. But at the end of the year, you do have vendors who do need to be paid and should be paid timely. And for sort of the remaining bills at the end of the year, perfectly appropriate workaround, it's not really a workaround, is to approve the bills all the way through to the end of the year, including those that are received, with the condition that they be within budgeted amounts, firstly, and secondly, that the board be provided with those tables with those paid bills for any questions at the first meeting in January.
So perhaps shortly after the first of the year, the board should have a conversation and discuss whether or not we want to continue the practice of going through the payables on a regular basis, if in fact
Not
it's rather moot.
I think so, honestly, and it's sometimes there's value because board members ask about, well, what was this item or that item, and it's in front of you, you ask about it. But that money's been budgeted for those purposes, and that's why you have a administrative staff, is to spend the money that you have approved for appropriate things.
So the document could be provided to us just
Yeah.
as informational purposes,
Exactly.
and a question could be raised, but the approval is
It's
rather,
not,
Redundant.
it's, in fact, that's actually a practice that I've seen. Hi, these are the bills we paid. Any questions?
okay,
And, you know, that doesn't slow down their being paid, but it does give board members the opportunity to see that they were and see what they were paid, for.
okay.
That's a fully appropriate.
Okay,
Step.
thank you. I don't want to
Yeah.
belabor it at this point. Let's move on and approve the payables as we have done for so many years, because we like to keep traditions going on, but let's
Yeah.
come back and visit that process in the future. So does anyone have any questions on the payables that besides the whole procedural?
I just wanna make sure, so I bumped into Junior at the Safeway, is that 24,000 from the leaks?
No, that's the Stratton part,
That's marked,
the parking lot.
but I know that's.
Yes, it is. It'll be it'll be two bills. One
Those are on
for
there as well.
one
Give this one,
Maybe he'll even get paid by then.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Maybe for the.
That was all budgeted.
Got it right there.
I'm not sure.
Water main leaks are not.
Oh, the water main leaks, I was thinking of that.
I mean, they're budgeted in the grand scheme.
Yes, I was thinking of the,
Draft permit.
and the line placements, that like the last of those.
Right.
That's what that's like.
But this was all Strauss Park, the 24,000 that was on it.
Yes.
Any other questions on the payables? I just have one quick one, the $4,939 to Southern Tire Mart. Please tell me that we replaced every tire in Road and Bridge and beyond. Or we had some big tires,
It's an equipment, it was a piece of equipment on a truck, so.
so it's not R&B tires. It wasn't tires. Okay. All right, thank you.
It's a big tire.
Do I have a motion to approve the payables from 11/23 to December 31st, 2025 and beyond?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Been moved and seconded, anything further? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Action items, continuation of public hearing on adoption of the 2026 proposed budget.
Proper open the hearing at a given time for the record.
We never closed it though, right?
Correct.
So we continued it, so
Okay.
just for the record on the minutes, I'd say we're.
We're
opening it.
continuing
Continue.
and are reopening the public hearing at 6:10 PM on the proposed 2026 budget that you have in front of you with copies of the updated CIP, right? Now that,
I confirm there aren't any public testifiers, that there's no one online.
do we have anyone zooming or
No, it's not.
anything else?
But you could probably declare the budget hearing closed at a given time.
How about 6:11, just in case? Or we have to sit here and wait a few more minutes, or a few more seconds. Okay, the public hearing is closed, also at 6:10 PM, having no one with any questions, discussion from the board. And perhaps our town administrator would like to hit some highlights.
Okay. I have created before you a proposed budget at a glance, so you can see what we're talking about on the major items, which we have talked about, I think, over 6 work sessions. Under revenue, the staff applied a 2% revenue growth rate across the board. And we're also proposing no change in utility rates for water and sewer. Under operations, cost of living wage increases included in the budget is at 2.75%. Additionally, there has been a merit pool created of 3%. That would be at the discretion of the town administrator. Additional FTE was approved or presented in the Parks Department and approved by the Parks Commission. Funding for the law enforcement IGA, which was finalized this morning of $633,000 has been included. Also in the police budget are just a few dollars in miscellaneous that might come up that are outside that contract. Special event funding in the BPC budget, Christmas market, 4th of July, and tree lighting. Christmas market was the fireworks. The new gateway sign design that is being worked on by the PPC is also included in their budget. Both costs for design and for the beginning of construction. We also have contributions to the Georgetown Trust, the County Housing Authority, and Child Care Services, $30,000. And then also rounding that out is money that was already allocated by the board for Argentine North tree plantings. Under our capital projects, I will read through these. It's significant, totaling over $3 million of proposed capital projects. These include the town hall relocation, the hotel inquiry parking lot improvement, the old Missouri restoration, the hook and ladder restoration, the roundabout safety project, Muscovite, Flatiron, Bluebird Alliance drainage issues, Biddle Street grade restoration, Upper Loop Drive repaving project, purchase of a new street sweeper, park signage, installations throughout the community's parks, building of a skate park, also building of Pizza Park, Wordline Park renovation, and Greenway Park improvements. Water system pressurization project, and that comes directly from the Haley Aldrich report that you received at your last meeting. Water plant intake upgrades that we anticipate will have to be required when Xcel Energy decommissions the Forbay Dam. NTU meters, chlorine analyzer replacement, water main disconnections, blower replacements, sewer main replacements, and vehicle replacements across the 4 public works entities. That's the highlights. The issues, the actions that you're being asked to do this evening are exactly as they were last year. We have the first resolution, number 12, will be the board's adopting a budget for the town of Georgetown, which you have updated and included in your package. Resolution number 13 will be the appropriation of the sums of money to the various funds. This is required by law. And then the third resolution will be certification of the valuation and also establishing the mill levy of 9.36 mils, which is unchanged from the current budget year. I can answer any specific questions you might have. Mary Howard asked me about Lorraine, her accounting contract. That is going to continue into next year, and we anticipate that she's going to continue to provide bank rec support. We also talked to you about her being assigned an audit role in SDRs. And also when we go out to bid for the auditing firm for next year, we're going to ask her assistance in going through those auditors and vetting that process.
Does anyone have any questions about anything in the budget?
So we're gonna be able to do all these capital projects.
Yes.
So an answered question with the water system pressurization and the Haley Aldrich presentation that we had last week, and Jerry, this pertains a little bit to with you. Part of that was we were going to and I know this is outside the scope of the budget, but we were going to discuss the fee schedule and how that was going to be impacted, and we have this standing moratorium on building. So are we going to be prepared in one of our first meetings in January to tackle that so we can?
Yes, ma'am. Haley Aldrich is putting the fine tuning their recommendation on what the development fees will change to. And then we hope to present those for adoption, and then that will open the gateway to beginning of development again.
Was there a moratorium only 180 days?
The moratorium was through the end of November.
Yeah.
But we have not taken action to lift that moratorium yet.
Okay. So it didn't just automatically.
We didn't say that in the moratorium.
Okay.
So we don't need to do that.
And we don't have any pending right now, anyway.
Is there?
Nothing else from anyone? Okay, so in your packet, under item 2A, I believe, we have a resolution that needs a motion.
I would like to be.
Or not to be.
It's 2A though, right?
Yeah,
It says resolution number
Yeah.
14.
Resolution number 12.
oh,
Yeah.
actually, that's not quite spelled out, well, it is
Is that
on the
wrong?
agenda, but on 2A in the packet, it's.
The one on the packet is the right number.
It
14.
should be resolution number 14,
Yes, please.
so then that's going to affect us on the next resolution also as far as numbering, is that correct? We'll take that one when we get there. Okay, so,
Well, I'll move to approve resolution number 14, series 2025.
Second.
so there's a resolution of the Board of Selectmen for the town of Georgetown, Colorado, summarizing the expenditures and revenues for each fund and adopting a budget for the town of Georgetown, Colorado for the calendar year beginning on the first day of January 2026 and ending on the last day of December 2026. We have a motion on the floor that's been seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. So on to 2B.
This is resolution number 15. It is accomplishing a very similar action as the resolution 14. It is laying out the funding allocations for each fund. These numbers come from the budget in summary, and you can see those under budget for 2026 on the resolution. The general fund, government fund, you want me to read through all of these for the record? Or,
Sure.
okay.
Might not be a bad idea.
$6,726,286.95 for the general fund. The fire station maintenance fund, $34,287. No money being appropriated for expenses for the historic structure preservation fund. The conservation trust fund, $3,714. Town promotion fund, $171,630.40. The workforce and tourism enhancement fund, $82,000. Foster's Place Fund, $8,000. That is what is remaining in what we anticipate being spent this year. The sales tax capital improvement fund, $994,880. The water fund, $2,121,137.54. The sewer fund, $1,661,199.05. The agency fund, CDOT, which is just a pass through, we received the monies from CDOT, we passed those through to the visitor center. $94,000 for a total 2026 expenditure proposal of $11,897,834.90.
Amanda, did you mention that there was some small thing on this resolution that needed to be corrected?
It's fine now.
Okay,
It was on the one that we got emailed earlier.
okay, thank you,
There wasn't a mouse in the one that, the second one that came out. This one's fine.
thank you. Any questions besides, whoa, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Or Jim just.
I know exactly. Hey, guys, remember, we have to be responsible as we spend these funds.
Yep.
That's why I'd like to make a recommendation,
A motion.
a recommendation
Motion.
of a motion. I move to approve resolution number 15, 2025, appropriating sums of money to the various funds and spending agencies in amounts and for the purposes as set forth and authorized the police judge to sign on behalf of the town of Georgetown.
The motion on the floor and it's been seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. On to item number C, resolution number 16.
Yes, ma'am.
What am I missing?
Resolution
Oh,
number
no,
16.
I was just waiting for a minute. It's fine.
Okay, as we all are.
It's just hot again.
I think, you know, you're the new guy.
I know it's all
here,
good
buddy.
projects.
You better be on the hot seat.
Exactly.
A lot of good projects.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
The town.
And if you're nervous or worried about, I want you to understand one thing. The budget is a blueprint. Everything that we're gonna spend in the budget, you have to approve anyway, right?
Exactly.
And if we decide that we don't wanna do something, we can amend the budget. As Keisha wisely said to me today, it's a living document that's gonna help guide all of the great, wonderful things we're gonna do in 2026. Okay, resolution 16. This is the board's action to certify the evaluation that was sent to us by the county assessor. You have that document in your packet this evening. Looks like this. So the assessor has given us their assessment for property in Georgetown. And you can see it has grown from 30 million, I gotta put the glasses on, 30,776,510 in the current year. And they are setting the valuation at $36,715,20 for 2026. And that's what we use to develop our property taxes, our revenue, and we are asking that you establish with this action the same mill levy as the current year, 9.36 mills.
Right, so just so there's an understanding, there's no increase in the actual mill, it's just an increase in the actual.
Valuation.
Right.
Yes. So it's the same as last year.
Alright, I'll take it. I move to approve resolution number 16, series 2025, certifying the 2026 town mill levy of 9.36 mils and approving the recertification and evaluation of the Pacific County assessor. And a total taxable assessed valuation of $36,715,020.00.
And I'll second it.
There's a motion on the floor with a second. Is there any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, pass the money here. Well, not really. Item number 3, consideration of a lease for a Parks Department truck for a lease payment of $973 per month for a period of 48 months. It's also in your packet.
So we were fortunate that the county has gone first on converting over to a fleet leasing program. And they did all of the vetting of leasing companies and they selected Unified Fleet Services. So we are piggybacking on that process that they went through to vet these providers. And we have contacted Unified Fleet Services. They are offering us the same program that they offered the county. And in a nutshell, we tell them the vehicles we would like. They go out and find those, they purchase them and then they lease them to us. So you'll see they've given us a number of options because we are exploring options on different vehicles. What we're asking for approval this evening is the single parts vehicle because they have been going without the last couple of months. And it's important that we get moving on this. If you look on page 3, that vehicle is a 2026 Ford F-250 XLT 4-wheel drive. And we are looking at the 4-year term. The option there for the gas vehicle is a 48 payment term for $973. And you'll see that at the end of the lease, $25,750 will be still owed on the vehicle. but the market value is anticipated to be 31,599. That's the residual. So if this is actually what comes to fruition, the town will have the option of trading that in, and the difference between the market value and the old value can be applied to a trade-in value for a new vehicle. So we're asking for your approval of option one, for us to lease a parks vehicle F-250 for 48 months at $973 per month.
When do we anticipate getting this vehicle?
That is a shot in the dark. Ever since COVID, ordering vehicles has been a touchy subject, so it's always best to get your order in quick. I've experienced where they've been backed up for 2 years, but I've had some that have come in within 6 months, so we're hoping to have this in the next 3 to 6 months.
I have a question. You said interest rates and pricing assume a minimum of 300,000 in financed vehicles and equipment. It's on page 3, number 1. And does that mean you definitely need to use a couple of more vehicles to hit that number, get that pricing?
No, they have waived that for our single purchase of the parks, but if the town moves forward with the anticipated leasing of the other vehicles, then we'll hit that 300,000.
Anyone else have any questions?
I know it's probably moves, but I was trying to see. Like, is there like mileage situation? I mean, I know it's not like it's gonna go over like 30, it's not like it's gonna go over like 30,000 miles, let's be real, but. Is there a mileage
I
cap?
thought it was in here, but
I
it was 15,000 per year.
I might have missed it. I don't have my glasses, I was at home, so I'm like, hey, this is fun,
I don't see that in here, but it is 15,000 miles per year.
and how we not, but that seems reasonable, right? It's not like it's gonna.
Very generous.
That's a pretty generous amount.
Allowance.
I just put a lot of miles on my car, cause I only have one.
This town's only so big.
You don't go around in circles.
I don't.
Parks guys are, you know.
I thought about
Go around in circle.
I'm not saying that
They
it
were
was
going
bad.
around the circles on Saturday.
Oh, yes, they were. Pretty damn fast.
I know that these are, this is something we talked about a long time ago, and these are, I'm really glad that we're moving into something that. Is a little more sensible for the amount of wear and tear that we put on our vehicles. I think these are really good progress first, so I think it's awesome.
So next year, we're gonna have 2 employees on our park staff. Do we have access to another vehicle for the second staff member when they're not doubling up on some project?
Yes, so if you remember in the budget, we're going to be swapping a road and bridge truck, a water truck, a sewer truck. And when we have those trucks in hand, then we're gonna assess what existing vehicles we have and whether we wanna auction those or reassign that to the parks department. Or one of the things that the guys and I have talked about is having one floating truck. So if one department has a truck in for maintenance, there's a vehicle. And that would have been really nice to have this last month because we've had 2 vehicles down in Denver being repaired. And then when the axle blew out on the parks truck, when we were doing the rodeo down here at the events thing, that left them without a truck, and so they had to borrow a road and bridge truck in the meantime. And everybody's been really good about loaning their trucks, right, Hugh? Yeah.
There's another story on that.
There's lots of fun stories.
So, any more discussion on this one? There's a motion in your packet.
I move to approve the lease with Unified Fleet Services for $973 per month for the replacement of the parks pickup truck.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 4.
Okay, the First Amendment to the purchase and sale agreement for the Prop 123 affordable housing.
What about number 4, the recommendation we can't.
Oh, sorry. Yes, we're recommending that the board cancel the meeting for the 23rd because of its closeness to the holiday and also because we don't anticipate to have much for the agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve that consideration.
Cancellation.
Cancellation of the December
I,
23rd.
I would, yeah, I moved to
That's okay, just
a
clarify.
consideration of, or well, the recommendation to cancel the December 23rd, the regular meeting of the Board of Selectmen.
Anyone want to second that?
Second.
Thank you. Been moved and seconded, any discussion? Just saying here, guys, if something happens and we gotta pull this together between now and the end of the year, we can always do a quick Zoom meeting. We've done that in the past, if necessary.
Sure.
Okay, okay, all right.
We're gonna have Christmas at Eve, and I think the
Last,
service
you
there
read
should
from
be
there?
fine.
People get to eat.
No, I'm kidding, come on, I'll be right here.
There's a motion on the floor and it's been seconded, all in favor to cancel the meeting? Any opposed? Motion
I almost
carries.
was opposed just to.
So we can all say Happy New Year as we leave this meeting. Okay, now, number 5, consideration of an amendment for Prop 123.
okay, you'll remember that as part of that, deal with Lakeview Flats and the affordable housing project, there was a purchase and sale agreement, and we actually talked about the deadline, remember, coming up. Well, Kurt and Max let Jerry and I know that, the state has not approved anything yet, and they're moving very slowly. And so they have requested that we enter into an extension here till January 30th. It's a very simple action, but it requires us to, and Jerry, spend time writing this amendment. So if you have any questions about the amendment language itself, I know Jerry would love to answer those questions for you.
Is it January 31st or 30th? Is that gonna be long enough?
We think so, we hope so, if not, we can bring another one to you for a second meeting in January. That will be the same.
But just in the language, the first paragraph of the agreement, maybe I'm reading this wrong. I was doing my speed reading this afternoon. On the second line, it says is entered into this blank date of December 2025. I realize we're gonna fill in today, by in between. Can we just do by in between once, please?
Yep.
Unless we're betweening and
Sure.
buying something more.
That's what happens.
Right in between.
One of those tricks they always do.
I know, I thought it was one of those, double mirrors or something. You do this just to test me. I know this, Jerry.
Yeah,
I know.
every now and again, I just.
I
put
know.
something in.
And so,
You whispered to the.
I know, he does this. And so I can say, yes, I did. Okay. So we're just changing the date, nothing
Yep.
else.
That's correct.
Okay, there's a motion in your packet.
I move to authorize and direct the police judge to execute the first amendment to purchase and sale agreement connection for the Lakeview Flats Project Phase 2 in form approved by town administrator and town attorney. Should I say in the form? It sounded weird the way I
Kind
said
of a old English translation,
Yeah.
but it
I'll second that.
passes the English could use
it.
that.
Right.
Been moved and seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 6. Come on, guys, we are almost through this.
This is Cage's.
Yes, okay, so I believe I mentioned to you in a staff report a couple months back that the Department of Housing made sure to inform me that if we pass this resolution, we get $50,000 for a local planning capacity grant. This resolution doesn't really change anything, and what it is a resolution to establish an expedited review process for affordable housing as part of the Prop 123 initiative. And we already meet the standards for that. Our review does not take 90 days for any of our projects. I mean, it does if things are missing, but this is assuming a complete application. And that everything is correct, 90 days. So we already meet the qualifications that the state has established. This resolution is stating that we already meet it and that we intend to continue with the expedited review. So an easy win for us for $1,000.
This is kind of a guarantee, slam dunk. If we pass this resolution,
Yep.
if we pass go, we get $50,000.
We
We have all the answers to the
Settle all
questions.
these stuff.
Well, and it's for local planning specifically, so we did, we were thinking about this when we're talking about our planning commission working on the comprehensive plan, thank you. And, you know, the design review commission also has some, updates they'd like to do, so. That's where we'd like to put that money towards, but it is we get $50,000 if we pass this resolution.
Okay. So does our current moratorium have any impact on it?
No, because it's moratorium on the issuance of development permits, but not on planning activities
Okay.
that the town would undertake.
I move to approve resolution number 17, series 2025 to confirm and commit for an expedited review process for all affordable housing developments.
Second it.
Been moved and seconded. Any more discussion? Questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Did we have the right number on that one? Is that 17? Yes, it is. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Police judge and board of selectmen reports. Who wants to go first? Let's do something different. Dwayne, how about you?
Sure, we had another housing meeting, a week ago Monday, we made, Janine Mariani, is our new chair. What else do we have?
How's the search going for your ED?
We're actually more on a search for, filling a few spots for the,
We have 2 at-large positions
yes,
for the board itself. So anyone who's interested in applying for an at-large position for the housing authority should submit an application to us, just a letter of intent. And I know that, I think we also scheduled a work session with Promote, right?
yep, and it's on the 17th.
And is that an at-large position countywide regardless of municipal boundaries? Because
But yeah, anyone who lives in the county and is 18 or older is eligible.
okay. Do we have something like that on our website? Encouraging people to apply?
You should post something like that for us.
Yeah, because we had a posting and I think that kind of ran out and we extended it because we really didn't get much input from anybody, so I don't think word really got out. But we could definitely use a couple of positions.
We had to change something. Jeanette pointed something out.
Well, one of them was if they were, they had a voter ID card that showed that they lived in the county, but then we figured that wasn't right, we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
So they would just have
But they
to,
do have to be a resident of the county,
definitely have to be.
so they can prove that in whichever.
Is it like a resident of the county, like they just moved here, okay, or is it?
Yeah, there's really not that much.
The primary resident,
Partner.
legal definition that we've explored so thoroughly, so.
Okay, thanks. Anything else?
That's about it.
Okay. Dwayne, you're our Dwayne. Alex, let's go to you.
I have nothing to report.
Well, you should. Step it up, sir. 2026, that's the goal, okay? Rich,
Fire authority doesn't meet till next week, and I'll be in Florida.
so you won't be there.
No, but I'll
You'll zoom
talk
in.
to you. We're going to fires and Jose.
Okay. Anything on the horizon that we should know about?
I think they're looking at moving some positions around and that sort of thing, but I think there'll be more on that after the first year.
Rob,
Tree lighting was a success.
It was excellent.
We had a great time. We had a great time and,
did you synchronize your watches?
oh, no, we all went, by a certain, phrase in, oh, Christmas tree. And once that passed, probably by 2 stanzas, we finally. It was clockwork, extreme precision, and, right off target.
One of the greatest things about Georgetown tree lighting is nobody knows exactly where the tree's gonna come on.
It's a big art.
Really just don't know.
In the intersection of Rose and Sixth Street, you know, people are.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's this, well, I think it's this, no, it's been this. Right.
That is the largest attendance that I have ever seen. Now, I've missed the last couple of years, so it may have.
No, very good.
But I do think that was the biggest group that we've seen.
Hopefully, you know, I mean, it's always been a locals thing, but I think a lot of
Yes,
relatives.
Sure.
No, a lot of relatives.
There were some people that I didn't recognize.
There's some folks from out of town that are coming in and seeing this, you know, this display.
Little Hallmark market.
Yeah.
But
Those are
every
great
moment
cars
in Georgetown is a Hallmark
now.
moment.
Oh, I don't know about that.
They did their own parade.
Anything else from the parks that you'd like to share with us?
See, now we're considering signage. I'm really excited about the signage. I don't know if you guys have seen the renditions, but they look really good. And I think we got Mike Huggins to thank for that, because I think he was the one that pretty much conceived of it all.
He definitely came up with the business promotion archway,
Right.
and then I don't
Christian
know if it's
Wellbomb.
credit Dennis or
Christian.
Christian
Christian.
Wellbaum came
Oh,
to.
was Christian as well?
He
Yeah,
wanted to, yeah, he worked off of that.
That's
idea.
right.
So,
You're right.
I give my credit as the progenitor of the idea, but Christian really brought it to parks.
Nice.
so it's kind of a cohesive look, you know,
No, it's,
imagine that.
it really looks good. I don't know, I made the suggestion that they ought to laser cut the signs to make them, wind friendly. Is that the right term?
There is nothing that's wind friendly.
We can have, it's, you know.
And just, I was gonna say, if the wind is at a certain, it plays a song or something like that. I mean, the bridge that goes over Big Button, I'm getting off.
That's a good idea.
Nonetheless.
Okay, moving along, Ms. Cooper,
Hello,
hello.
I am cold and I hate bratwurst. I'm still cold. But, no, in all seriousness, it was obviously not the opening market that we all hoped for, thanks to Mother Nature. But I wanted to say town staff did an incredible job
Yes, they did.
of keeping things moving in town. Town looks so good. For us, I haven't seen town look as well put together as it does at the moment in a while. So huge kudos to town staff.
Yeah.
They look, the decorations are amazing, and Christmas market was great, outside of the fact that it was obviously so challenging.
Realizing what if it's
In the-
restaurants and stuff, so yeah.
In the tent, yeah, the tent was, I mean, the tent, we were a little, it was like, 1800s, we had no power, but that's okay, but we all got through it.
With candles.
Yeah, so I did literally have candles, I had stirrups. So, I mean, it was a good market weekend, hopefully we're gonna have a better market weekend. None of the, my side commissions that I have to go to have met, so, happy 2026.
Nothing on economic resiliency or anything else. So if I were to run over there and be the Ward 3 BPC rep. What could I say? Our first meeting, we had a full at BPC this month. We had our 3 new members that we appointed at our last meeting, so thank you very much. We actually were able to conduct business. We have 3 very enthusiastic commission members, very involved. One of them even volunteered for a stint at Christmas market. They're very excited, and it's nice to have fresh perspective. I say that now. I'll say it. Looking forward to the new year. And so now back to the police judge. I haven't heard anything specifically that she wanted me to bring up to you all, so we can move on to the town attorney report.
I have nothing other than, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, see you in the new year.
Thank you, sir.
Yep.
Staff, town clerk.
We're starting to see a lot of business licenses, fix, working on updating forms and applications for the new year. We've got a couple of new short-term rentals that I've been applying to for permits, neither of which are their full residences, so they're able to get around some density limitations. Another thing that's been keeping me busy has been getting ready for ice tracking. That'll be a project that I'm taking over this year, so we've got the schedule all finalized, we've reached out to everyone to give them an update for what to expect this year. Next step will be collecting payments, should be fun. And then, something that's a larger project that Dennis is helping me work on is drafting SOPs for some of our standard administrative procedures. So, busy.
I think it's funny that this group of people, that you're the softest spoken person in charge of those people. I wish I was alive and well.
So listen,
Can you go back to the STR thing a minute? I didn't hear what you said, that there was
we have
a couple of the application or the applicants, they're not full-time residents, and so what was?
they're not renting out their full residence.
Oh, okay.
Which allows them to get around the density limitations. They still have to pay lodging taxes and pay the regular fees and do the application process, but they're not.
They don't actually adhere to all the density rules.
So they have more of the original Airbnb where they're renting a room or part of their house,
Yeah.
but they're occupying the other part of the house.
Correct, both of them in this case, I believe, have like mother-in-law.
ADUs.
ADUs,
What were they?
yes,
One,
that's yours.
which does
All
still have
that.
space, so even if they were renting out their full.
You ever seen Nick Saban, is that the Airbnb commercial?
Yes.
There's a great barbecue out back, but you can't use it.
So have we been able to post our STR somewhere on,
I made a good
or
decision.
how are we? Or
I have
carried out
not.
the business licenses, how can we?
I have a log of all of the addresses, but when I was updating paperwork, I have a release of address permission that I've added to the form, because I was uncomfortable releasing the addresses of all the Airbnbs, because not even Airbnb does that. You have to reserve it before you can get the address. So I wanted to get a release for this year, and then I'll be able to publish the locations of the Airbnbs in town. They're available by FOIA request, and I do have like a log of all the addresses where I can check things. But I wasn't comfortable putting them on the website without getting permission from owners.
But they do have a business, they do get a business license, correct?
Correct.
So as a business license holder, as any other business license holder, there's
There's also a permission on that to be listed on the website or not.
What did you hear? Yeah. Not gonna belabor it. Who's up next? Town treasurer, Hugh.
All the audit conducts turned in, they sent us a draft of it, we're waiting for. The sign page.
From them to sign off on, you mean? Okay,
Working on RFP for auditors, send out. So that Lorraine's gonna help us go through. Talk to Comcast. To confirm, we have canceled the internet. At the old police station. Waiting to get some, or find the equipment. From police station to send back. So we can pay our final bill.
I know that you shared the audit report with us once it's signed off on, but is there anything that jumps out that we should be aware of? At this moment in time,
I haven't taken time to read through it yet.
all your spare time?
We will, we'll go through it with a fine tooth comb.
Okay, when do we anticipate having it signed off on and having a copy of it?
Probably in the next couple of weeks,
For next year?
maybe. Lorraine has to look at it too, Q has to look at it, Kasia has to look at it, I've got to look at it.
So we don't meet until next year anyway, so I'm using that to your advantage, sir.
Well, so I don't think that it's a matter of the staff giving it to you. I think that there are laws in place that auditors are required to send it directly to elected officials. So if they get it done and we sign off and our management letter is complete and everything's done, they're gonna send it to you directly, I think. So there's a chance you could get it before the end of the year. But with that said, considering how it's gone so far, maybe by my birthday. 2028.
And I'm not sure we've ever gotten anything direct from the auditors before. I think it's been a pass through, but I'm not saying that that necessarily was the correct procedure either, so.
Sure.
Just confirming so that we know at some point. And hopefully the not too far future, we'll be seeing it. Anything else, Hugh?
You have a roll. Up to October says that. Then the breakdowns.
Do we have an estimate for November?
We have what?
Do we have an estimate for November?
Because it's actually for 20th of this month. So.
We were just talking about November's number from last year, and that seems kind of low. To what we ever are experiencing, so we won't be surprised if we're significantly higher than that 109, 906. All in all, we're doing very well, considering.
Hey guys, I just don't know if it's a big deal or not, but I just found the last meeting's minutes, and we don't have that minute approval on the agenda. Do you just wanna
We-
push it off until the next?
We got them late,
Oh,
so we didn't get to read them yet.
Yeah,
push it off.
So we're way ahead of you, we already pushed it. We pushed without you, Rob. That's right. You're in Tahiti time.
You need to pay it. Because I don't know. You gotta do it, my husband, I told you, I just made my report.
So since this is our last meeting and at the next time we meet, January 2026, obviously, we're in a new year. Can I request on behalf of the entire board that we get quarterly summaries of our budget on a timely basis?
Actuals year to date.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
thank you.
I think we've talked about that before.
But we're trying to wrap this up with a neat little bow for the end of the year for next.
We like it.
Like it. Assistant Town Administrator's report, you're up.
Alright, you should all have a copy in front of you. The main thing I wanted to call out is we are hosting a Christmas party next Tuesday. Jerry, I don't know if we sent you the email, but you're invited.
Sure.
And all of the commissions are invited, all of the boards are invited, your families are invited. We're not doing a potluck this year. We've had very low turnout historically. And so we're hoping for a little bit more participation. We're having this at the Clear Creek Inn. And, you know, if more people show up than we're expecting, just remember, we didn't have a Christmas party last year, so, it'll be fun. I think it'll be really good. Please come celebrate all the accomplishments that we've had this year and last year. You guys all certainly put your hours in last year. We should have got a Christmas party last year, so, yeah, I think it'll be really good.
Sorry, I missed the date.
Next Tuesday, I think 5:30 at the Clear Creek Inn. And you know, they're gonna have salad and pizza and wings, just so that you can kind of walk around and get food and cookies and.
You guys probably already found this, but since all the commissions and boards are there, to just have to be posted.
We are,
Should be.
Okay,
we
good.
have already thought,
I'm like, great, okay,
Just in case.
just in
Just in
case,
case.
Good
absolutely.
reminder.
just in case we decide to put all this at
Right.
once, something really important.
If we all start laughing and saying, yeah, all of a sudden God knows what we've approved, is that right?
Nick said, he's like, do I get to come with you? I'm like, you're on a commission, you get to go all by yourself. And he was like, oh.
He doesn't need you.
Well, I
You
asked
don't
him
have
to
to.
bring my kid, and I was told, yes, so you said we could bring our kids, so you,
Yeah.
okay, good luck.
We've always invited all the boards and commissions and their family.
Yeah,
I think the potluck aspect of it deterred a lot of people, so
We're not gonna potluck.
Sure, we'll blame it
there will
on
be
the
food
potluck.
there.
So we don't.
Don't bring food. I mean, if you wanna bring food, I think Sam and I would probably be like, oh, sure, okay, but, you know. And we're not paying for any alcoholic beverages. You have to buy that yourself.
So there's a cash bar.
Yes, but there will be non-alcoholic beverages, yeah, so.
And we've already pre-approved whatever, you know, you eat, so manja.
Thank you for hosting that.
thank you, yes,
Yeah.
that'll be really fun.
Please pass the word and encourage people, because I was dumbfounded when Kasia was telling me that that people don't show up and come to this, and I consider this probably the most important team building for everybody that volunteers, and the big thank you for putting the time in, including yourselves, and I think it's important that people show up to be part of this and show they're part of the team.
I'll be in South Dakota.
That's where Tahiti.
Yeah,
Well, South Dakota, Tahiti.
The Tahiti of the north.
It's a little different.
Zoom in, I was like.
If you're a travel agent in Rapid City,
Will Susan be?
I have a lot of family there.
I'll tell her about it, yeah.
She
Well,
was
she's
invited
invited
past,
us to court, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
I'll
you
be
so
in
much.
Florida next week, so. In shorts and a
She
t-shirt.
mentioned that, it's like, couple
Quit
stars.
rubbing it in.
It's gonna go in a minute.
Where will you be next Tuesday? Are you coming to the party, Alex, or haven't you decided yet? Okay.
I will be surprised.
However-
Connor and Nolan, and we'll.
I will not be able to make the board meeting on January 13th.
I'm gonna miss
Yeah,
August.
Okay.
Oh, well.
Oh, no, Iceland, bring it.
No,
I'm gonna,
Aspen.
Oh, still fun, still good.
Still fun, still good.
Yeah.
okay, thank you so much.
Town administrator report. It's what?
Only two things. I wanted to bring you up to date on our efforts to fill vacant positions. We've landed on a candidate for the vacant position in Road and Bridge. And we hope that that person will be starting very soon, in fact, maybe next week. The second position is the vacant position in the utility. Kasia has the job posting finalized and she's gonna be doing that, so we hope to start interviews before the end of the year for that position. That's it.
Quick comment on Road and Bridge, it was pretty upcoming weekend. I know that it was obviously a very, very treacherous weekend for everybody out there. Is there anything that we have in our power for the number of visitors we're expecting this weekend to maybe make the descent from the south to the north less deadly? Because I think it named like a dozen town residents, myself included, that ate it on that hill.
And severe falls.
Like I legitimately actually like hit my head and people who were around me said I seemed concussed.
Go to school though.
Yeah, the school though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just, I mean, I'm worried about, like, I mean, I'm mountain stock, so I just shake my head really hard, make my concussions go away, but I know. No, I was going back because an older resident had fallen,
Yeah.
and I went back to help her, and then I almost killed myself, and apparently, I know that I've heard like horror stories of literally probably like, no exaggeration,
Lot of
like
people
dozens of
fell.
people
Oh, yeah.
that fell.
There's
or
some
in
nuts,
Christmas or stuff.
absolutely.
So I'm just worried about people like tourists this weekend. We
Saturday,
know about it.
Saturday was rough.
Saturday was
Let me jump in here and then
Yeah.
you can explain your own town staff. Saturday was rough, obviously, because of the snow, and I don't think we could expect anything more from what I saw
No.
our road and bridge guys doing in that case. But that's one of
And
the
they're done
reasons,
there.
that's one of the reasons though, that why we need to close that road off.
Yeah.
Because of the
Big time.
pedestrian traffic and because of the safety issues.
We also.
So I think that really
had
drove the point home, what we saw this weekend.
when we were driving back and forth on the four-wheeler up the hill, cars kept, and I know people were trying to get closer to the market to like drop off people in cars. But we saw two vehicles that slid down the hill and hit the barricade at the bottom, at Fifth. Cause they like got through it and then they couldn't stop and they went through the barricade.
Because
Like,
oh darn, they weren't supposed to be on
they
top,
weren't
so
even
that's
supposed
why
to be there in the
everyone.
first place. But like people had to like run out of the way near the tent at one point, like cause the car was sideways.
Oh, that's okay, my Jeep was blocking the tent was fine.
Yeah,
My Jeep isn't.
no, it was people that were on the street, like near the tent, but like, yeah. So yeah, just.
So go ahead, address your.
I was just gonna add that, in addition to that, we had, someone call in about the sidewalks in front of, Grinnell Pass Brewery and the Silver Brick, because,
There's no business.
right, so we sent staff out to salt and take care of that. So part of the problem is not knowing, but if we get to, Sunday afternoon and we're trying to do propane and generators.
Christmas market was involved, that was horrible start of the weekend.
I
It was
remember
rough,
that.
it was so rough.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, from a weather standpoint,
Town staff was amazing at how responsive they were
100%.
to be able to keep things going.
100%.
So,
I just, as a cat, I think everybody that went down was local that I knew of. I'm sure tourists did go down, so it's like the locals we all kind of know better, and it's like, well, that was stupid on us for not having our tracks on.
I'll be here this weekend, so everything should go smoothly.
Check the reviews.
You recognize the weather.
But I just worry if like a tourist does it and then tries to suit.
All
It
over.
it
all
was
over town.
interesting, Ward 3, our road was closed off because two ladies were driving 3 horses in a dually outfit with no snow tires, no chains. And so they came up the little hill across the bridge and slid back. They had to be pulled out, and two of my neighbors and I we found some chains. Mike had some.
yeah.
We got them chained up and out of it, but like TJ was walking their horses and
Oh, wow, I didn't see
there
that. I was too busy.
viewers down here.
Yeah.
We had a horse traffic jam in Georgetown that
I
same
guess I
time.
did hear about that, I was like, what? You know what?
But I have to say,
Unprepared.
attendance wise, all things considered, a lot of people still make the trip up. We got great media coverage.
Yep.
And I do think though that the other thing that hurt us was how well the Broncos are doing, because at 2 o'clock on Sunday, the market turned to ghost town.
Yeah,
And
we
so we'll
come
have that
before
same-
that.
And we're gonna
It's
say
like,
on Sunday.
what?
should have a live Broncos game outside, they can watch it, the Christmas
We
market.
should, how much money do we have up? No, I'm kidding. Can I circle back real fast on the IGA with county? You said you attended this morning.
Mhm.
And that there were a few questions that were brought up, even though it was passed. Could you share with us those questions that were?
They were just, George asked some very clarification questions about, what the service scope was. And, whether or not the sheriff's office had the resources to accommodate the free deputies and all that. And then they, quizzed Peter for a few minutes about the legal language that was part of this and the term of the agreement. So it was more of the chair, pulling information out of the staff that was there just for transparency purposes, I think. But they were all very, very happy to be having this partnership with the town of Georgetown. They spoke nothing but great things about what they were looking forward to in our relationship. So I was very happy, to be sitting there and they were talking nice.
It was great to see the sheriff, the new sheriff, out at market this weekend. I saw him both days.
Yeah, there's a big cowboy hat
Well, that's what they did last year, but it was a good PR thing. And
It is.
it's all, it's easily identifiable. So I think that was.
thing. No, I think it's
You
great.
know, I mean, even though there are a lot of cowboy hats going on. Anybody else got anything? Come on, folks, let's do this.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We can adjourn.
Happy New Year.
7:01.
We'll see you on Tuesday.
Yes.
Yes.